Number 10. Chip companies. Right off the bat, we have chip companies. We've all been there. You work hard for your money, you decide to treat yourself and buy a bag of chips. And when you open the bag, it's 2/3 air. Now, you can make a case that the air protects the chips or keeps them fresh, or even question my inability to look at the net weight versus chip weight ratio. No matter what way you look at it, the amount of chips to the amount of air in these bags is absolutely unacceptable. We work hard for our money and we don't deserve a $4 bag of air. Number 9. Legal services. Got hurt in a car accident? Going through a messy divorce? Found an unmarked puddle at your local grocery store? Don't worry, lawyers got your back and, unfortunately, your pocket. In general, the average lawyer charges between $250 to $300 an hour, including breaks, lunches, meetings. Oh, and of course, while they're in court. And this doesn't even guarantee you a win. You could dish out tens of thousands of dollars to lawyers and not even win the case you're suing for. Now, of course, lawyer services are invaluable in winning a majority of cases, considering the average person's knowledge of the law doesn't go much further than stealing is bad and murder is worse. Some of these fees are absolutely ridiculous, though. One Canadian resident wrote into CBC to complain that his lawyer was charging him for office supplies. That's 7 cents a staple and 11 cents a paperclip. Frankly, we're surprised he wasn't charged for the ink to sign the checks. Number 8. Lotteries. The creation of the lottery was probably the greatest business pitch of all time. It's absolutely perfect and foolproof. They sell a few 100,000 tickets at $1 each, choose 7 or so random numbers, and if someone chooses a ticket with those numbers, you give them a couple $1 million. The odds of winning the lottery are usually around 1 in 3 million, and that's just to get more than 3 numbers correct. The odds of a jackpot are closer to 1 in 40 million. No matter if a jackpot is awarded or not, the company always makes money. In 2005, a group of oil plant workers in Alberta, Canada, won Lotto 649's $55 million jackpot after $99.5 million in ticket sales. The lotto company behind Lotto 649 essentially netted $49.5 million for doing nothing but printing and selling the tickets. Number 7. Pawn shops. Pawn shops are a great place to buy and sell just about everything. They sell jewelry, computers, antiques, collector items, and even cars in some cases. And the prices are usually pretty good, with most pawn shops selling items at 75% the retail price. That is, however, if you're buying. Pawn shops operate by purchasing their merchandise from customers who come to pawn stuff off. Since pawn shops always sell their goods at reduced rates, and they of course need to turn a profit, they'll usually buy their goods at less than half what they will sell them for. Want to sell your vintage Buffalo Sabres blood-soaked ice hockey jersey? Yeah, they have a guy for that, and they'll probably only give you $50. Number 6. Repair shops. Automotive repair shops are infamous for not only overcharging on simple repairs, but recommending and performing unnecessary repairs. Ever take your car in for an oil change and been told that you need to replace your spark plugs, change your washer fluid, and flush your brake lines? Well, it's likely that you didn't get those all done at once, but these are very common repairs that are usually unnecessary and only performed to steal some cash from your pocket. To test how trustworthy repair shops are, CTV News W5 investigators purchased a brand new car, loosened one of the battery connectors, and brought it to 11 different automotive repair shops. Of the 11 locations, only one tightened the connector and actually repaired the problem. Among the other shops, each recommended or performed some variation of a full brake replacement, brake fluid flush, battery and connector replacement, and at one location, a brand new transmission. Number 5. Phone companies. Hey, want the new iPhone 17s Plus? Of course you do. Well, it's only $850. Don't have that much cash? That's no problem. We'll give it to you for free. Yeah, you heard it right, free. All you have to do is sign this $80 a month contract locked in for 2 years, and done. You're now the proud owner of a phone that will go out of style / tech superiority in around 6 months. Plus, by the end of those 2 years, you'll have paid out nearly $2,000, even though you rarely call anyone and are too terrified of your data limit to even use it. Compare this to outright buying the phone and putting it on a $30 a month contract. You're overpaying by almost $400, which almost makes sense. They give you a brand new phone for free and make your monthly bill larger, so you pay a little bit extra at the convenience of not needing the $800 right away. This system is a scam because after the 2 years passes, The contract isn't renegotiated or updated. At this point, the phone has already been paid for and the contract should move down to $30 a month, but it doesn't. It remains at $80, regardless of whether you get a new phone or not. This is, of course, to encourage you to buy a new phone and get locked in for another 2 years. But if you're comfortable with your current phone, you're getting ripped off. Number 4. Used/new car dealerships. With the exception of flea markets, any modern business that not only practices but relies on bartering is dated, flawed, and of course, a ripoff. Car dealerships have long since encouraged bargaining and bartering, as well as upselling and dishonesty. Honestly, it's so deeply rooted into the system, everyone expects it and everyone hates it. But on the other hand, you can usually get a couple thousand knocked off the given price. But then again, if they're so willing to take thousands off the asking price, it makes you wonder how much of a markup they actually put on them. This isn't even scratching the surface on car dealerships, what with upselling features that nobody needs. I mean, come on, do you really need wipers on your headlights, lowballing trade-in prices, and of course cleverly crafted car loans? Here's a hint for buying a car. Don't focus on the monthly payment or interest rate. These figures mean absolutely nothing without factoring in the length of the loan. In general, the better a deal seems, the worse it is. Number 3. Insurance companies. Insurance sounds like a really great idea. After all, they ensure that you'll be taken care of when an accident happens. There are all sorts of insurance companies, plans, and types, from house insurance, car insurance, and of course life insurance. It's a really great sounding program. Pay a small fee every month to protect yourself from the unexpected. Except that insurance companies will do everything in their power to avoid paying out. This includes making claims needlessly complicated to verify, spreading misinformation about options, charging outrageous fees for processing, and outright denying claims based off unrelated details. Multiple people have complained about being denied car insurance claims because they were sick at the time of the accident. There's no winning when it comes to insurance companies, as even if you manage to have your claim approved, your premiums will skyrocket the next month. Luckily, it's not like having insurance is required everywhere. Oh, wait. Number 2. Hospitals. Anyone who isn't from America can just skip this part, as you likely have a functional healthcare system. Pardon my French, but hospital bills are absolutely fucking ridiculous. And while there are an infinite amount of stories about hospitals ripping people off, let's take a look at this hospital bill from Sutter General Hospital in California. The Imager user who posted this bill goes through a breakdown of each of his costs and why it is completely illogical. We won't go through the whole thing, but some fun highlights are $4,800 for sleeping there, $7,500 for the recovery room, which he insists he was only in for around 2 hours, $6,400 in surgical supplies, and a ridiculous $4,500 an hour for anesthesia. Just as a reference, a quick Google search reveals that anesthesia costs at that very hospital are estimated to be $207, with the cost of surgery only taking up $16,000 of the $55,000 hospital bill. You can quite fairly say that whoever had to pay this got ripped off. Even worse, this is far from the only case of hospitals charging ridiculous fees. And in a land where a checkup alone can cost a few $100s, it probably isn't even near the worst. Number 1. Diamonds. Diamonds are forever, as they say. And they want us to say it, as the moment you buy a diamond, it's next to worthless. Unlike most people think, the value of a diamond is not backed by anything. It's a retail item like toys and clothing. Diamonds are arguably one of the worst investment traps, with their value dropping over 30% the moment you take it out of the store. And that's if you can find someone willing to buy it off you. Hoping to resell that diamond ring if you need money later? Nope. Pawn shops and gold diamond exchanges will be unlikely to give you more than half its worth. They have to turn a profit after all. And don't even get me started about the tradition of giving your fiancé a diamond ring. That was all mocked up a mere 4 generations ago by the Beaudeer Diamond Syndicate, which had a monopoly on diamond mining. In the late 1940s, they spent millions on advertising, and it paid off. Often cited as one of the greatest marketing campaigns of all time, they managed to convince the entire Western world that the best way for a man to prove his love is to give his fiancée a big diamond ring worth 2 months' salary. This scheme is so deeply rooted in our culture, a man not giving his fiancée a big diamond ring is seen as a sign of poverty and low class.